Alright, welcome everybody. This is Goblin Marine doing a Week 2 recap for the Holy League. So first up we have Ogres versus Dark Elves on a 1-1 draw. So the Dark Elves got 2 injuries and a pass and an MVP to the Ogres touchdown and MVP. 3 KOs injured on 26 blocks, or 3 KOs inflicted on 26 blocks. So the Ogres getting some removals, holding it to a draw, but not able to win or get a whole lot of SPP. You know, mostly Little Regis and Big Graham. So it looks like a Snotling scored, Noblar, I guess they renamed him, and then an Ogre. Bonehead 73%, that's not quite where you want it to be, but probably, it sounds like this Ogre coach is very experienced, so he knows how to handle that. Throw teammates 100%, sweet, inaccurate passes worked out. One of those may not be a throw teammate, that's interesting too. Maybe it was a punt, not sure. Dodges 86%, which is about right for a 2+. Landing's not working out as well as the throw teammates. Pickups worked pretty well. Lots of ones coming in these dice, so may do, even though there were a fair bit of ones, like 50% more than you'd expect. Block dice also coming up garbage for the poor Ogres, so this was not... The dice were not kind to the Ogres. Let's see if they're any better than the Elves. Lots of 1s and 2s. Catches were like a 3+ catch. That's not great. Wake-ups working pretty good. Don't know if you had a babe, but the wake-ups seemed to work out. Dodges were also 3+ dodges. So the Elves appear to have been doing things on 3+s, which means that these, I don't know, lots of 1s. Block dice going a little bit more average than the Ogres, a lot of these push pals, but if those were on the little guys, and we can see some of them were at least. Every push pal on a little guy is not doing anything, but he got a lot of other dice to take out the Noblars, and obviously got some injuries for his trouble. Next up we have Not in the Face Please versus Leapers of the Faith. So this is Wood Elf versus Kislev. Get used to this matchup. There's going to be a lot of these. So 1-3, Kislev taking it convincingly over the Wood Elves. Though a catcher leveled up, so that was the captain maybe that got MVP and leveled up. Lineman taking the MVP for the Kislev. 4 passes for the Elves, getting some SPP on that. 1 injury, so a bit more SPP, and obviously the 1 touchdown. About the same number of blocks, but getting a lot more removals for the Kislev. 18 versus 14, and 14, I don't mean to say this, but in this league, 14 SPP for a Wood Elf team is about half of what they seem to be getting. So this was a rough game for these Woodies. Leapers of the Faith doing fine though. Dodges not working out for Not in the Face. I don't know, well, diving tackle they failed once, so that wasn't up here in the dodges, but they're basically they're somewhere between 3+ and 4+ dodges. Go for it's are again like a 3.5+. Pickups were fine, passes were pretty good, catches were not good. 3+ catches, or yeah, so they're doing agi stuff on 3+s it looks like. Fair number of 1s and 2s, but not overly. They just kind of gave up some of the 6s. Block dice were also fairly skull heavy. There's a skull on a 1 die. But they only had to take 1 skull, and they got 3 both downs that they had to use. So that's not terrible. How about the dice for the Kislev? Leap, 80%, not bad. Catch, 88%, that's really good. Jump ups, well, only tried 1. Yeah, so they got pretty even dice. They got a few more 1s, but making about half as many dice rolls, which is interesting, because that helps the odds not matter as much. Ooh, those block dice came in nice for them. Lots of POWs, 20 POWs. How many of them were doubled up? Were any of them doubled up? 20 POWs caused 20, no double POWs. So very efficient with those POWs, getting the knockdowns, getting the 3-1. That's a lot of SPP on this Kislev team. Next up, LA Lionheart's a human team versus the Green Elves, which is an orc team. So the human's not able to take this one. That's unfortunate. They took a death. I'm assuming that our healers fixed them up. Good. 10 blocks to 63. Oof. Ooh, 63 blocks. That's a lot to give up. That's like, what is that, 4 per turn? Oof. Only 1 touchdown in the whole game. That's painful to give up that many blocks. That's the tail of it right there. Not a very good SPP game for the poor Los Angeles Lionhearts. The Orcs putting up 14, which is a good game. It's not an elf game, but it's a good game. Coming in kind of heavy on 1s, getting some 5s too for the humans. Catch is not working out at all. Dodge is not working out very well. Go for it's not working out very well. Pickups worked out right. So just having trouble playing the ball, it looks like, which is terrible. Block dice, they didn't throw that many. Forced to take a skull. 2 skulls even. Oof. Of the 4 skulls they rolled, 2 of them they had to eat. That's not good. The Orcs in comparison got pretty average block dice. Had a couple both downs turn into defender stumbles and hopefully got to use them. They didn't get too many injuries. 3 injuries on 63 isn't crazy, but oh my god, that's a lot of knockdowns. So 3 dice at the end. How are the regular dice? They just didn't throw many. Oh, there it is. Failed 2 catches, made 2 go for it. Pickups were almost 50%. Really stupid rolls. That troll did not really want to do it. Maybe those were 4 pluses. I don't know. But this was a painful game for the humans, just looking at this tail of the tape. Hopefully that blitzer isn't permed. That's just sad to see. Earthquake Valley Vipers versus Lumberjack Lap Dancers. This is Pro Elves versus High Elves, leveling a blitzer. Both of them leveling a blitzer, in fact. This was a 1-0. Is this really an elf game in a league that's all about elfing? At a 1-0? Nobody got any SPP then, right? You got 10 versus 14? That's some SPP. But 2 injuries for the High Elves, 2 injuries for the Pro Elves, both throwing around 30 blocks. Had a couple passes, some catches. Any interceptions? No interceptions. You guys got to work on your interception game with these elf mirrors. But fair bit of SPP going around. Earthquake Valley Vipers. Catches were terrible. 57% for elf catching is abysmal. Didn't roll high on the intercept. Dodging on a 3+. Everything else looked alright. Even made it, well, failed the diving tackle. Block dice were kind of mean, because I think I don't know how much dodge this Pro Elf team has. So I don't know if the push pals were doing things, but a couple double skulls popping up even, but both of them were rerolled, so didn't have to eat any of them. The Lumberjack Lap Dancers dodging pickups on a 3+. Was it raining or something? Is that why so many of these agility rolls didn't work on the catches and the pickups? This is not a very elf-like game. Go for it's were fine. Dodges. So one elf team was dodging on a 2+, the other was dodging on a 3+. That's rough. And then, oh my god, all POWs. POWs all day. On 1 dice, no less. That is some, well, wasted 1 POW there, and another couple. So there were some double POWs, but man, that's a big difference in block dice from the High Elves to the Pro Elves. High Elves took it, though, despite the block dice and the dice not working out in their favor. The Mini Moody Gets versus Operation U-Tree. This is the meme Underworld team, I think. We'll see how many leaps there were. Versus Operation U-Tree with the Wood Elves. 4-1 is a good result. 1 kill and 2 injuries for the inflicted by the Underworld, and 4 injuries and 1 kill inflicted by the Wood Elves. This was a violent game. Man, that is brutal. Both making 2 passes and catches. A little bit more efficient on the injuries were the Elves, not surprising with Stunty in the mix. Oh my God, Raider Snuffles had a big game with 11 SPP. Out of the 14, 11 of it was Raider Snuffles. He was putting in work, man. Had 6, so he had what, a pass and an injury, or no, he had a TD, a pass and an injury or something like that, in addition to in addition to his MVP. Man, big game. This elf team putting in 27. That's a wood elf number in this league. 27 SPP. So, Mini Moody gets no leaps. The troll not liking doing things. Filled some loner rolls. Dice were alright. That's actually pretty good. Dice. Pickups on a 2, 3+. Catches not working out. And go for it's not working out very well. Dodges not being great. Lots of pushes on the block dice, but otherwise a little bit, I don't know, not great. Lots of pushes, really. The elves were leaping at 50%. That's a little bit worse than you'd expect. Pickups 33%. That's terrible. Dodges at 92%. That's good. Catches at 85. So these numbers look about take root. They're treated not want to move. That's terrible. GFIs were pretty bad too. Getting a lot of 1s for elfing. Getting a fair number of 1s, but a lot of 4 or 5s and 6s too. Block dice coming up pals again. That is, you got twice as many pals as skulls. 1 double pal, 2 double pals, 3. So there's a 3 or 4 double pals, but that still puts you at twice as many pals as skulls. So that's a good game for those elves. Poor Underworld. Unexpected Party versus Holy Moonsault. So this is dwarves versus, this might be Yup Yup's team. I forget that there's 2 Underworlds in here. This one had 10 SPP versus 14 for the dwarfs. That's a pretty good result for the dwarfs, actually. 68 blocks and 3 injuries, putting up the same number of blocks as the orcs. So this may be a kill light league, but the bash teams are still doing their bash thing. Getting an injury on 32 blocks with are the Underworld against Thick Skull and AV9. That takes some doing. Dice rolls. Unexpected Party. Catch not working out. Pickups not really working out. Dodges not working out. Dauntlesses probably working out. I think it's the 3+ to go up against the troll, which should be the only dauntless roll they'd be making. So that's right on target. Going for it's worked great. Slightly 1 and 2 heavy dice, which isn't great when you do stuff on 3+. The block dice were very skull heavy, but they can use these both downs. So pushes and skulls came up a little bit higher than the rest of the dice. But again, these are dwarfs, so they can use the pals, the push pals, and the both downs. And there's 6 pages of these, so that's kind of the tail of the tape right there. It's just all those blocks. Going back to the Underworld, we have failed throw teammate, succeeded snack roll. So I'm assuming, I think that means he got away and didn't get eaten. Pickups all succeeded, dodges 80%, that's working out. Go for it's worked out. Landings were working out on par. Catches not really working out. Dice were pretty even. Block dice were better than, oh man, and against dwarfs these do things. So lots and lots. So they gave up skulls and both downs and instead took push pals, and that's doing stuff against those dwarves. So that's how they held a 1-1 draw, Underworld versus dwarves. That's a good result in my mind for the Underworld, because that's considered basically a counter match, like a hard counter. It's not quite, but it's pretty rough. So Norse versus Kislev, Great Balls of Ice versus Siberian Hopscotch Mafia, almost leveling the thrower. 2-1 for the Norse. 3 injuries on 41 dice versus 1 on 18. That's being more efficient. Lots of removals here. 2 passes each. So we're throwing the ball. We're getting those vanity passes. Oh man, 19 SPP for the Norse. They're putting up elf level numbers there. Not this league elf numbers, but elf numbers. And then you've got 12 for the Kislev. So that's a little unfortunate for them. Great Balls of Ice. Passes were 2 pluses. Pickups were close to 2 pluses. Going forwards were 3/4. That's pretty bad. Jump ups worked. Catches were not very good. 5 and 9s are after a catch reroll on a what's that? That's like a 5+ with a reroll built in. That's pretty bad. Wild Animal was, I don't know how many of those are 50%, so I can't say if that worked out right. Their dice were pretty good though, all in all. You know, not many 1s and 2s and more 3 pluses. Block dice coming up, POW again. Oof, triple skull, but rerolled it into a POW. I don't understand how those have different. Anyway, man, yeah, I don't understand how those have different guys on them, but spherical standing Anatoly. Yeah, I don't understand how that works, but at any rate, coming up POWs and push POWs a lot more than skulls. If we go to the Kislev, leaps were not working out. Those should be at least a 3+, at least a 66. Dodges working out fine, unless those were a lot of 2 pluses, in which case, not quite. Going forward, it's not working out as well for them. Catches, pickups. Basically, they were doing things on 3 pluses, and they got a fair number of 2s. That's just a lot of dice, a lot more dice than the Norse. You know, rolling like 2.5 times as many dice will catch up with you. The block dice were not bad. Never forced to take a skull. Only once forced to take a both down, so that's not bad. They were getting results on the block dice. A fair number of pushes, but they were getting results. So 2-1 though, the Norse held up. And our last one is the HOLI Frenzied Leapers. Another Kislev team versus a Woody team. Get used to this matchup again. There's 3 of each team in this league. 5-0 for the Woodies. That's insane. 1 injury and 1 pass for the Kislev. That did not work out for them. The Woodies had 2 passes, 4 injuries. This is going to be a lot of SPP. 7, 12, 16, 18, 21, 23, 29, 30. So I think I challenged you guys to come up with a 30 SPP game, and you guys did it the first week after I challenged you. You might have even done it last week. I don't know. That's insane. So how are the dice? Kislev didn't get terrible dice. They were a little bit light. Well, no, because 3 pluses, they're probably doing things. So most of their dice are up there. Dodges just did not work out for them. Passes didn't. The leaps worked. Yeah, it looks like it's mostly the dodges that didn't work for them. And the blocks. That's terrible. This is terrible block dice for a team that doesn't start with much block. Like, twice as many skulls. How many skulls were they forced to take, or did they just burn all their rerolls on it? So they didn't ever have to take a skull. So as many skulls as they got, it just mostly seems to be that they ended up getting pushes instead. So they did get a lot of pushes. They were forced to take a fair number of both downs. Whereas the elves also got more skulls, but I don't think ever had to take one. Nope, they had to take one on the 1 die, where they must have either not cared or been out of rerolls. But how are their regular dice? Take root 2/3. The tree did not want to move. He passed the loner the one time they made him try. Dodges worked out great. Catches were 3 pluses instead of 2 pluses. That's unfortunate for them, but they had a good game. I'm not inclined to care. 2 passes. Wake ups were not great, but again, they had a great result, so that kind of is irrelevant. Looking at the leaderboard, Wood Elf, Kislev, and some of these teams have played 3 games, so I apologize for that. Then Orcs. Next up we have, and they're all with 2 wins, so they're all in a draw right now with the expletive HOLI by Vulgar Display and Riazi's Green Elves have a chance to come out on top. We've got Dark Elves and Dwarves with a win and some draws. And then a bunch of teams down here, Wood Elf, Norse, High Elf, Elf Union, Kislev with 1. The Humans and the Underworld team, so Holy Moonsault and LA Lionheart and the Ogres all putting up a draw and a loss. And then the Hopscotch Mafia and Mini Muty Gits are not having as much success yet. But hopefully when they get some skills, they can power up and have pull some BS plays of their own at the end there. So next week, we're going to skip the ones that have been played. We have Maximum Ogre Drive versus the Green Elves. So that's Orcs versus Ogres. So where is Maximum Ogre Drive? Well, let's start with the Green Elves. So he's got a pending level on a Black Orc. Probably that's block, because he's not allowed to take Mighty Blow. It's either block or guard, I think, unless it's a double or a stat, in which case all bets are off. So this team has 1 tackle and some extra block on the thrower. The Ogres, five Ogre team, 3 rerolls, already got 2 guard. So these Ogres are going to be pounding things, I think, with that guard coming along. I don't know that the Orcs have the skills they need to take on this Ogre team. Now they have AV9, but I think if Commissar Yarrick is as experienced as it sounds like he is with Ogres, I think he'll know how to take out these Orcs. And it'll be a tight game, I think, but I'm going to go with the Ogres just because they've got guard, and I like rooting for Ogres. I don't know if they're going to win, and I don't really care if I'm not keeping track, so I don't really care if I'm right or wrong. Not in the Face Please versus Holy Moonsault. So Holy Moonsault is Yup Scambammer's team. Coming along, he's got leap, he's got a bunch of legs. Memeing it up here. Versus Not in the Face Please. Where are they? Woodies. How are they coming along? 1280, man. So they've already got a 1-turner. No, that's Sure Feet, right? That's not Sprint, that's Sure Feet. Ah, man, you gotta push 1 turn? Come on, what are you doing, Woodies? But they've got a Frenzy and a Strip. Wardancer, Kick Thrower, 2 block catchers, one of whom has Sure Feet. Like, this is... Oh, no, they start with Sprint. What am I talking about? So, Chase Me is 1 push, I think. 2 pushes? Yeah, because he's got 11, so he's 2 pushes away. That's so easy to get with this Frenzy Wardancer. And this is a non-tree team. So, it's really hard to... I think the Woodies are going to take it. Scambammer does his thing. Yup, doing his meme build, but I think the Woodies are going to take it. LA Lionhearts versus the Hopscotch Mafia. So the Hopscotch Mafia has Strip and Guard now, so that makes it interesting. I think the Humans have a passer, a thrower, so I think they'll have some sure hands. But the Guard is an interesting mix up there. So how are the Humans doing? They got... Are these Niggles or MN? They got 2 MNGs, so they'll be... Man, they're going to have a lot of loners this next game. So they were on 11, and they're down to 9. So they're going to have 2 loners, and all of that very long legs on this Kislev team is going to completely negate all of that safe throw that he took. So that skill's not going to do him any good. Man, that's going to be a rough one. You do have sure hands, so as long as you can pick up the ball, the sure hands part of that, cage diving isn't going to do anything against you. But being out so much block, that's one of the biggest advantages that you had over them. So 1150 versus 950, so it's 1050. So they'll get 100. They'll get something in inducements, but I don't think it's enough to make up for that. I think the Hopscotch Mafia has a bit of an advantage. I don't know that it's a convincing advantage, but it's there. You know. So yeah, I think the Kislev might have an advantage there, might win. Earthquake Valley Vipers versus Expletive Holy. Earthquake Valley Vipers, High Elf. They have an MNG, yeah, an MNG catcher, but are otherwise coming along. They got wrestle, they got block on some linemen, they got a tackle. You know, coming along 1070, they'll be at 1140 with a loner this game. Or are they 70? Are their lineos 70? They are. Yeah, so they'll be at 1140 with their loner versus Expletive Holy, which is up on top of the league right now with the Wood Elves. Where are they? Front first page? Yeah. Oof, they're going to give up some inducements. They're going to give up two or 300 inducements, but they got to move up wardancer. That's absurd. Grab, so they're one turning real easy with this grab tree. You got a strip wardancer. I don't believe the High Elves have sure hands, so this is going to be unfortunate. This is a lot of good skills. Oops, you know, they got 5 blodgers. Does Sampitu, so he's going to be at 1140. So he's getting 200 in. He does have tackle at least, but he's getting 200 in inducements. He's going to have his work cut out for him. I think he might be able to do it, but he's got his work cut out for him to make up for that. Wrestle and tackle helps, but the Woodies can one turn, and they have strip ball on a dancer. This is one of those things that this team is a runaway already. Like, they're way out the gates with good SPP, and they're putting up heavy numbers on scores. So they're going to pull out, and it's only going to get worse. They already have leader. You don't need leader on a team with 50k rerolls, but you might as well. That's like half of this guy's. Man, that's just mean to rub that in like that. I think the Wood Elves have a significant advantage, and this elf fell off because High Elves just take so long to hit their stride. The Mini Moody Gets versus Holy Frenzied Leapers. So the Mini Moody Gets 1270, getting that SPP. They got Horns Goblin. I love it. Hail Mary Pass Goblin. Oh man, I want to see you making those punt plays and racing them down the field. That's awesome. Horns on the Troll. I'm not sure I understand that, but that's fine. I mean, you can one die a tree with that, and you can. I guess you can one assist 2 die, or one assist 3 die guys too on it. So that's fine. Man, getting the double, and instead of taking strip ball or wrestle or something, just grabs Hail Mary Pass like a boss, and is gonna go pull some stuntiness. I love it. It's absurd, but I love it. Playing against Holy Frenzied Leapers. Where are they? Holy Frenzied Leapers. Kislev. Getting some block. Unfortunately, this diving tackle is going to make Goblin life hard, and the Goblins don't even have 2 heads. So, you know, you want your Troll to remove all these guys. You want him to knock them out and for them to stay out. They are on 11 at 1170 versus 1270. So they're going to get 100k in inducements too, despite how many are out here. And they're on 13. So they got the man advantage. They're not allowed to foul, so that doesn't matter. They probably have even amounts of block, but I love that Horns Goblin. I love that. You just need one with big hands so that the Horns guy cannot get free. Big hands can scoop it up and hand it off for the punt. Yeah, it's just waiting to happen. So they got a little bit more block because they'll have a little bit more block. But they also have Agi 4. So I don't even know what to say about that one. I really don't know how that's going to go. Neither of those teams is incredibly reliable. The diving tackle gets rid of what little reliability the Goblins have, but that Troll is just has such potential to do stupid, amazing things with 3 dies on a blitz. Great Balls of Ice versus Unexpected Party. So Unexpected Party, 1200 TV Dwarves with a guard, 2 guards. So that's coming along. That's what you want on Dwarves, obviously. And the other one is Norse. So I don't know if Dwarves certainly make all this block less useful, but there's also the Yeti. And if there's a game where the Yeti needs to show up, it's Dwarves. So if that Yeti shows up, the strength 4, 3 strength 4s, he made an extra Ulf Warner. So one of his Ulfs is armor down, but has jump up and block. Okay. That's amazing. This team is going to be great. They've already got a Blodge. They've got Sure Hands on the thrower, who's about to level up again. So just get your 2 passes in. Get your 2 passes in with this thrower, please. So the Norse need to stay spread out, and the Dwarves need to push the Norse back together, and then stop, punch them. But everybody's got block. They got block on their throwers. Tackle's not going to do a whole lot in this match, but I think the Norse have the edge on being able to do things, but it's going to be... They don't have a lot of rerolls. They just need the Yeti to cooperate and remove some Dwarves for them. And then they'll do fine. So I'm gonna say I want Great Balls of Ice to win this. Again, I'm not holding myself to any of these predictions, so it'll be what it'll be. You guys can feel free to hold me to them if you want. I'm not keeping track. So that's the league. That was week 2. We'll see how week 3 goes. Keep up the good work, guys. Keep putting in those 30 SPP games. We have yet to see like a 5-5. We've seen like a 5-1 or a 5-0, but we need to see a 5-5. We need to see that elf shootout where just everybody scores every turn. We're going to get to the end of the season. There's going to be a wood elf mirror, and they're just going to 1-turn back and forth all game. And one of their catchers is going to get like 48 SPP or something stupid, and it's going to be the most absurd thing ever. One of their catchers in 2 games is going to go from 76 to 176, just 1-turning it. Boom, 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 boom. The two game legend. You can tell I'm having fun with this league. I hope you guys are too. This is the Goblin Marine signing off.